syringe with the Mercis and Persis, but been diagnosed from birth. They've been tripping on, they've been run skirt. Even hoes avoid me. I got niggas afraid of it. I got niggas cold with the cold feet, unhappy feet. Because 24 hours isolated, 24 cage in a month, 24-hour watch. I am a cage. I want out. Go for a Wolverine claws. Just get out. Just get out. 24 hours. 24 hours with the switch. 24 hours with the switch. 24 hours with the 24 hours with the isolation. Yeah. Yeah. Skirt. Baby. I got called with that exorcism, thinking differently. Not of a sheep, of a scary independent.
What is up, my archfiends of chaos? This is none of your King Knight Vince about MEX Turk. Come back with the Kingdom Hearts theory, since that's still a relevant game and I still need the views, and you know, it's still on go with Kingdom Hearts stuff. Plus, I'm gonna say my Final Fantasy VII theories for when Final Fantasy VII Remake is closer to come out, so those will be on the back burner. As for reactions and other stuff, they're still going to be part of my channel as well, because people like my reaction videos. As for music, I'm actually going to be with my music, I'm actually going to just take a huge break until I get completely better and completely well mentally, because, well, I got to focus on my mental health first and my spiritual health as more than anything else, since it's falling out of place. So, and not only that, it also cycled the bangers that's already out, so people would actually, you know, listen to those first before deciding if they need another album. But other than that, without too many announcements, because this is not an announcement video, let's get to the video. Now, I finally finished Kingdom Hearts 3. I couldn't stream it because of my bad internet. And also, it's not only because my bad internet, too. I had to start way all over because my game was glitched to be permanent level 6 the rest of the whole game. And I couldn't go through the whole game like that, because I would never beat the game. You know, no matter how good of a Kingdom Hearts player you would be, you can't beat the game at level 6. And I was stuck permanently in that stasis, so I had to go, and I had to go back to beginner mode to beat the game. Because I wanted to just get through the game now after everything that's I've been through already. I already kind of know everything about the game as it is. So I just went through and beat the game, made a compilation of bosses I fought, which you can actually watch below this video. But there's something that got me curious about the character Xehanort. And the theory is, has Xehanort actually read the Book of Prophecies? And the reason why I think that's a possibility is because Lucius said his role. By the way, this is a spoiler, and I will put that in the thing right there. But Lucius said, which is Xigbar, has said his role is fulfilled. Maybe it was necessary for another Keyblade War to happen, and it was necessary for Xehanort to be so consumed with darkness, trying to, you know, make a better world to the point where everything happened normally. And I'm guessing if things don't follow the exact way the Book of Prophecy says, it'd be a more cataclysmic type of event going on, which I don't know if that makes any sense, but you know, this is Kingdom Hearts we're talking about. Kingdom Hearts is, even Albert Einstein could not figure out Kingdom Hearts if he was still alive. So pretty much, yeah, you know, don't try to make it make sense. Don't give yourself a brain tumor trying to make things make sense. No matter how high your IQ is, you're never going to figure out Kingdom Hearts. But to get back on subject, I think it was destined for Xehanort to do half the stuff he did. But even if it wasn't destined or written in the book, I think that what inspired Xehanort to do what he did with the organization members, 13 Pieces of Darkness, and all through the whole entire games, I think what inspired him is he read the Book of Prophecies. And this book is so dangerous, it's locked up in a chest. But maybe Luju or Xigbar, when he joined the organization, let Xehanort look at the Book of Prophecies once or twice. Now this would have to be him when he was younger. And Xehanort didn't like what was in the book, didn't like what was going to happen to the world, didn't want the world to be consumed by so much darkness. So Xehanort took it upon himself to have his evil plan throughout all, I don't know if it's 8 games or how many games, but all through the whole entire trilogy. So pretty much, yeah, that's probably what caused Xehanort to do the things. And it makes sense. The thing with holy books in general, or Book of Prophecies, or anything with mysticisms of any religion at all, is, well, when the book gets put in the wrong hands, it could be used as a dangerous tool to hurt people. And the reason why that is because it's power. It's a powerful thing. The book, you know, and in this series, the Book of Prophecies is an all-powerful book that predicts everything that's going to happen in the world of Kingdom Hearts. And I think the problem with Xehanort, he just didn't like what was going to happen, so he flipped out and turned to what he is and did all this evil stuff to rebuild the world, because you figure out Xehanort was just trying to rebuild the world and purge everyone who had dark hearts in this new world, pretty much dictatorship and communism. So it's pretty much what Xehanort was going for. But you know, that's why the thing is, with books of prophecies or any books that have that kind of power and that vast knowledge, not everybody should be able to read that much knowledge. Should not read something. Everybody's not supposed to have too much knowledge. Too much knowledge could get you in trouble, because then you will think you have to act on that knowledge alone. You know, humans are not supposed to be that intelligent, because if they're too intelligent, then, well, it messes with you to the point where, yeah, you're gonna think you need to fix the world, and the world needs to be fixed. We're not supposed to have that much knowledge. We're supposed to have knowledge, but not at an access point where you know what's going to happen in the future. We're not supposed to know what happens in the future. And for Xehanort to look at the Book of Prophecies, this is probably what caused him to do all this. Now, he knew Xigbar when he was Bragg. He probably even knew Lu Zhu before Lu Zhu cast the old form, before he was Bragg. Because Bragg became Xigbar. But he probably knew Lu Zhu in his original form, and that's probably why Xehanort knew that was going to end up being Bragg. And, you know, they're probably good friends, and after reading the Book of Prophecies, you start to see that later on, when Xehanort becomes old, he starts to question Ericus and start to think that Ericus is wrong about everything. And like I said, this is when you get way too much knowledge about what's going to go happen. You're going to act paranoid, suspicious, and think that the world should be changed in your vision. You know, knowledge is, I'm going to tell you the truth, knowledge is power. That's why too much of it isn't really good. The Book of Prophecies was not really meant to be read by anybody in the Kingdom Hearts universe, except for Lu Zhu and the Foretellers. Those are the only people that's supposed to be looking at the Book of Prophecies. Any outsiders or interlopers are not supposed to even look at it once, because one glimpse could change a person's psychiatric state, which actually makes pretty much well, sense, because if you know a catastrophic event's supposed to happen, you're going to do everything in your power to prevent it, any means necessary. And Xehanort is the any means necessary. Like I said, Xehanort was trying to run, with all the evil stuff he was doing, he was trying to run a communist and dictatorship of the world, and that's what would have happened if he would have beat Sora. He would have made that world the way it is, and if anyone questioned or try to overthrow Xehanort or try to question Xehanort's rule, Xehanort would have, you know, sponged and killed them. Because that's what he said to Sora. Like, he thought it was his duty to change the world so the world don't end up being the way it is. Which, you know, that's how dictatorship and communism actually really runs. It runs through the ideology thinking that one man has the power to control everyone's destiny, and that's what Xehanort was trying to do. And that's why the Books of Prophecy are not meant to be read. It causes your brain to get to that point, to get to that level. And really, it's just like in the real world, where in the real world, you know, in the real world, religious people fought over their books to the point where there were several wars over them. Because, well, the knowledge it contained wasn't meant for everybody, and it really isn't. You know, people who seek too much power are corrupted by the knowledge. You know, the people that should actually have that kind of knowledge are the ones that are pure and won't act on the knowledge that they do, and trust that destiny will run the way it should run, and not, you know, try to change it, which that's what Xehanort tried to do. Now, I know this is a little deep, and this is a little balls deep into information, but I think that's the thing with Xehanort. Xehanort was not pure at all. He really wanted to have all the power of the world, and then having someone who has the books of prophecy that he took a peek in didn't like what the prophecy said, so he turned into this big evil baddie, which, if anything, does not really make Xehanort a conflicted hero. Does not make Xehanort an anti-hero. As a matter of fact, it turned him to a villain, because it's what makes you a hero and villain is not what your ideological point is. It's how you carry it out. And dictatorship is villainy. Controlling one man controlling everything without even proper democracy is very problematic. And that's what Xehanort was going to go for, because reading the books that he was not supposed to read, the forbidden books that interlopers were supposed to read, but then again, it was actually, you know, Luju did say he played his role, so maybe it was destined for one of the Keyblade Masters, at least the one that seek the most power, to turn into this, and that's what Luju probably turned Xehanort into what he is, to make sure that prophecy comes to pass. But even though it was actually bad, because it made Xehanort to what he is, it turned him into a monster, which, you know, your friends, good friends don't turn friends into monsters, you know. But, you know, Luju is more in tune to trying to make sure everything happens the way it does in the book. So he let Xehanort purposely take a peek at the book of prophecy, and that's why Xehanort is like, what is this shit? I don't like it. No. We're gonna run things in my regime. Nah, okay. 13 Pieces of Darkness, Keyblade War, using previous organization, 13 members. Let's go. And that's what happened through the whole series. And why Sora has to defeat every incarnation of Xehanort as possible, because Xehanort becomes a danger to everybody and himself, trying to change the entire world. You know, even Ericus at the end, it was just like, okay, you need to stop this. You know, you lost, it's over. You know, this was a bad plan to begin with. But at least Xehanort was actually reasonably, you know, able to accept that, you know, this wasn't the right path. But the way I see it, Xehanort's not the true villain at all. The true villain is Luju, because Luju let Xehanort, as hungry Xehanort is, or at least how much he's dedicated to change the world into a better place by any means necessary, Luju's actually the true villain of Kingdom Hearts, because letting them look at the books of prophecy, even if it is destined, that's what messed Xehanort up in the first place. So I think what's really going on in this is that, in my theory, is that Luju's actually the true villain of Kingdom Hearts, because letting Xehanort look at the books of the prophecy. There are reasons why things are hidden, and there's hidden passages, because we're not meant to know every single thing. Knowing every single thing will cause us to act without thinking, will cause us to be paranoid, will cause us to overthink to the point where you get like Xehanort, and you get really evil trying to fix the world. And it wasn't Xehanort's thing to fix the world. So may the crystal be with you. That's my theory.
We don't no longer get along anymore. Now it's time to. We need some space from you. I need space from you, girl.
The Final Fantasy Ultimania Guide. This will actually pretty much tell you everything about the Final Fantasy universe. This is Volume 2, which contains the games of 7, 8, and 9. and the first one contains the ones before that. It has like artwork, guides, everything, even the original artwork, the universe, the story, everything is supposed to be. Everything that's in the Final Fantasy universe is in these guides. So don't forget to go to Barnes & Noble and pick yourself up the Final Fantasy Ultimanium.